Hello and welcome to Straight from Cloverfield, episode 77. I'm your host, Ralph. Today's topic is the dark priest class and the human pincushion. I recently saw a commercial about the pneumonia vaccine, where the individual said they already got a pneumonia vaccine, but they're also getting Pfizer's too. Again, healthcare should not be a business. Why, if you already got the pneumonia vaccine, would you get that one too? Pfizer trying to sell their vaccine. How do you know that all these vaccines could be causing you problems? And they prey on the fear of people going into the hospital and dying. They prey on people's fear of death to get them unnecessary vaccines. I remember we were caring for somebody who was chronically ill. I understand that there are people that are chronically ill that need vaccines, but they are not to be human pincushions. He would get the pneumonia vaccine every few years. One, they should not be preying on people's fear like this. This is a dark priest class. They want to reduce the population so they can control people. Who knows, with all these vaccines that they come out with, and multiple pneumonia vaccines, and hitting with all these vaccines can land you in the hospital and have some dire consequences. Whatever's in these things. They ain't good to have, they tell you how good it is. It's okay to have the COVID and the flu shot and whatever else at the same time, which is not a good idea. We have, like I said, we have had neighbors that we've talked about that have had these multiple vaccines and feel horribly ill after this. It's not good. People need to stand up, not be a human pincushion. And people need to stand up and say no. People need to stand up and say, this is my vessel, and I will decide what goes into it, out of it, and nobody gonna talk me into nothing. Especially when healthcare is a business. There are people that are vulnerable here, and they want to take advantage of that, and keep giving them vaccines and scaring them into the fear of death. Death is not something to be feared. Death is simply the body goes back to earth and the infinite soul continues. Death is not something to be feared. But the fear of death is how the dark priest class operates. Because they're afraid of death. Because they know that that whatever's on the other side ain't going to be too happy with them. Let's just put it that way. So, remember, we cared for somebody that was very ill and very susceptible, and he got the vaccine that he needed, and it was one pneumonia vaccine every few years. I was afraid to see this commercial because these people say, oh, I already got a pneumonia vaccine, but we're going to get Pfizer's too. Because Pfizer tried to sell a vaccine. They don't give a shit what happens to the person. What the consequences could be of having the multiple pneumonia vaccines and multiple whatever other vaccines. We were having a conversation with somebody who said they already had a COVID shot and they wanted to give them another one. And they were saying no. Because finally somebody stand up and say, enough is enough. Healthcare should never be a business. And we need to look out for the vulnerable people who get scared into taking all these shots. It's too much. And people should not be taken advantage of like that. They're scared into it for somebody to make a dollar. Money is, the love of money is root of all evil. These people that sell this stuff don't care because they're just making money. If I had something that I created to actually help you and help your health and help you to survive, it would be my moral obligation to give it to you, not sell it. Healthcare should never be monetized. We should take care of each other, stand up for each other, and speak out when we see individuals being taken advantage of, like the elderly and vulnerable populations of people that have compromised immune systems. Where did RSV all of a sudden come from? Another vaccine. How many more are they going to add to it to scare people into getting all these shots? Multiple shots at the same time. That's dangerous. They tell them that it's okay. It's not okay. It's not right. As soon as a child is born, they want us to use it as a pincushion. Why don't you wait till the individual is old enough to decide for themselves whether they want that or not? It's not your body, it's their body. Another thing, why is Ozempic still having commercials when there are plenty of lawsuits out there with complications from that medication? We know people that are coming off of it because they're having problems. Why is there still a commercial out there until these lawsuits are cleared up when there are people that are harmed by it? Because it's a business and they don't care. People need to be vigilant about their health care. Don't get multiple shots. Just get the ones that are necessary to protect you. Don't get multiple pneumonia shots. Remember, we took care of somebody who was very sick and at risk. He got one pneumonia shot every few years. One. I wish I could try to explain this so people will understand. Because also, when somebody makes that decision to get the shot, then there's a voluntary thing, and the doctor sees it as what they brought it upon themselves. What I say is, there's no fear of death. Do not fear death. Unless you cause harm to a child, do not fear death. Live in a way that's morally correct, but not hurting anybody and causing harm to anybody. Drug companies are causing harm. Vaccine companies are causing harm. They're taking advantage, and they're taking advantage of people. People that are sick and vulnerable. Those that are sick and vulnerable are the ones that we should honor because they understand true difficulties of life. We should protect them and help them in every way that we can because that is the way to be. Protect the elderly and the sick. That's why I do this show, to help people and bring to light things that I see that are not good for humanity. It's terrible how healthcare takes advantage of individuals. So, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you on the next one.